Yeah, except me. I would never lie to any of you. I'm only telling you the truth all the time. No lies, only the truth. You can trust me. You know how I know? Because I told you that you can trust me. That's how I know you can trust me. What am I doing? Okay. I think we go for the jib, and then we move on. Because this is Solo Fighter. So hello everybody, welcome back to Solo Fighter. It's a good video, series. I did all the quests I wanted to do. So I pretty much just have to do two-toed Tobias. And then I'm moving on to the 26s, 27s, 28s, 29s, and 30s, which is very fun.
Of course I trust you, you're a Canadian.
Damn straight. Also, thanks to the Bits Deadshot, I appreciate it. So we're gonna go see if we can get a black Jack Jibber's blade on hardcore while solo. And if I can't, then you know, we'll see. Most people can't handle the truth. The truth is really complicated. Is this Solo Fighter a solo fighter? That's right, Solo Fighter, solo fighter. I don't play with other people. Why? Because I wanted to make a YouTube video series about what it's like for people to go, hey man, I don't know how to solo through the game. What quest should I do? Where should I go? What experience should I be able to get from myself? I have no idea. And so for me, I wanted to be able to put out a piece of content that answers some of those questions, but definitely not all of those questions, because that's too much thought process. So I just want to make something that would help out with that. That being said, this character is pretty fun to play so far, and I'm enjoying it. It's going way better than I thought. I do prefer playing with other human beings versus playing by myself, but I will play by myself because it's for the video, man. Oh, there's no team viewer? Team viewer's fine. Well, team viewer's only not fine if they can't trust you, right? Because team viewer opens up a connection between your computer and their computer. So it would only be an issue if either you didn't trust, you know, the data that was on their computer. So for example, you were worried that they would have malware, and then you connected your computer to their malware-infested computer. Then maybe there'd be some type of issue. But they should, in theory, be able to trust you connecting through. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. TeamViewer is still a good program. Just the fact that it's been used by like malicious entities to steal people's information and or to like used by these like data was like all these scammers and stuff. Like those tech scammer services where they'll like you go to a website and you get an alert that says, "Stop, your computer has been compromised by the CIA. Click this shady link and call this phone number to get contacted to somebody, you know, who's going to try to milk you out of millions of dollars." Yeah, music's pretty good here. Do I fight Solo? No, 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 no. This character doesn't fight anybody named Solo. Okay, so not controversial take. So there's the movie, like Solo, a Star Wars story. Maybe controversial take. I liked it. I actually thought it was a really entertaining and pretty good film. But the problem probably the biggest gripe I had with the whole movie is right at the beginning. I'm spoiling the movie, by the way. So if you don't want to hear the spoiler, click ahead. But it's right at the beginning of the movie. Is they explain why his name is Han Solo, and it's because he says his name is Han when he has to board a flight at the beginning, and then the guy's like, "Last name," and he's like, "I don't have a last name." And then the guy's like, "Okay, Solo," and he just writes Solo because he's by himself, and that's the origin behind the name. And the thing is, they just didn't have to have an origin. The guy could have just been called Han Solo. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't just be a name. But instead, they have this really contrived scene where some security guard just says the title of the movie, and it's so awesome. It's like, you know, when everyone's waiting for their favorite part of the Lord of the Rings movie, when you know, Frodo looks in the camera and goes, "Well, we really now are a Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring." Imply there's a mom and dad Solo? Yeah, I would also imply there's a mom and dad Solo because of the fact that you know, he's a human being that was born and had parents. Guy didn't hatch from an egg that was like, you know, created by space, you know, a space-time entity. He was birthed. Han Solo be birthed though. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, look, my point is, it was just a dumb part of the movie, and I don't know why they included it. The movie is not that bad, and I will defend it and say that it's actually pretty entertaining overall, but I just, like, the train heist scene is really, really good in that movie. If you haven't seen it, there's this whole train heist thing that happens, and it's just awesome. They just spend all this time building up to it, and then it happens, and it's great. It's everything you could have wanted. And then the movie keeps going on for another 40 minutes, which is weird. So I don't know what's up with that, because they had like this big climax, and then the movie keeps going. So I don't know what's up. It's not the best film ever, but it was entertaining enough. That one section that kills me. Just, right at the beginning, just looks at the security guard, like, Han, last name. I don't have a last name. All right, Solo. It's so stupid. They just didn't need to put that scene in the movie. I have to imagine that the actor who plays the security guard too was only...
WTFF, what do you mean he didn't hatch from an egg, cat? Spoilers,
That's
man.
true.
You just ruined my baby Han Solo cosplay match.
Yeah, I had to. I'm just imagining that the security guard, or the guy that plays the security guard, knows how stupid the line is, and knows that they have to say it because that's their job, and they're getting paid to do it. But they're like, I want to be famous, I want to be in a Star Wars movie. So they just, like, deal. Just say the stupid line. Been there for a week after the storm last Friday, so watch all the extended versions of Lord of the Rings. Damn. So what, you're halfway done now, I guess? Watching all those movies. Oh, unrelated. I saw Avatar 2. I don't know if you guys saw Avatar 2. I don't want to spoil the movie because it literally just came out. But here's what I will say. I didn't watch the first one at all, so I had no concept of what I was walking into, except for my friend who gave me a 30-second plot synopsis of the first movie because I didn't see it. So here is my opinion review without any single facts in the movie. I'm not going to reference characters, names, people, or things, just feelings of the movie. Number one, that is literally the most visually exciting piece of entertainment I've ever seen.
The real question is, when do they explain why the stars are warring? Madge, I feel like Terry's a billion movies and no one talks about why all the Star Wars.
Also true. Good question. I have no idea. But so the movie is the literal most prettiest thing I've ever seen. We saw the Ultra HD version of the film. I've never seen anything that looked as good as that movie.
What about outside?
No,
Isn't
not even close.
outside visually exciting?
No. The CGI was so good you couldn't see it. It was invisible. The whole thing was CGI and you just couldn't see any of it. It looked super real. It was amazing. So yeah, that completely blew my mind. And then number two, didn't know anything about the movie or the plot or the story or what was going to go on. First of all, it's a 3-hour movie, so prepare yourself for that. I was never bored for a second. It was also very, very, very good. Like, the whole time I was just enthralled by both the visuals and the actual story, and the characters were, like, surprisingly good. I didn't know what to expect, but I was kind of expecting, like, I guess I'm just so used to, like, Marvel movies, and it felt bigger than that. It was great. It was very, very entertaining. So overall, do I recommend it? If you don't mind watching a 3-hour movie, it was a really, really good 3-hour movie, but it's a 3-hour movie. So just be aware of that. So yeah, if you can't handle the 3-hour movie, you're gonna be a little bit disappointed by that. But overall, it was way better than I thought, and was definitely one of the best movies I've watched all year. Important note, if you're gonna see it, I would still recommend watching it in like the big Ultra AVX thing, because it's basically probably the most, I don't know, advanced visual movie of all time. When it comes out on DVD or it comes out on that you can watch it at home, don't bother. Damn, no jib.
You find a piece of Aratsri's treasure.
What a rare New Year's Eve stream? I know! It's crazy. New Year's Eve. I was in college in 421 getting drunk. Oh, yeah. Well, so Regina is not that bad. The only real issue with Regina is that sometimes it goes down to -40, 5, and you got to deal with that. But when it's not minus 45, it's actually not too bad. And then Winnipeg is the same, but worse. So, yeah, you did go to some of the worst cities in the country, but hey. What happens when you live in the Midwest and you go to Canada? You go up to the worst place. Saskatchewan. I'm sorry. If you live in Saskatchewan or Manitoba and you're like, hey, it's not that bad, as your hands are like literally frozen to your keyboard, so you have to like press the, you made sure to press the keys because there's a layer of ice over top of your fingers so you can't actually move them around. Grew up in Regina, it wasn't that bad, really? I know! Everyone loves leaving their cars running during the wintertime because if you turn off your car in Regina, it doesn't turn back on again. Big fan. That's a cool feature. Not everywhere has is like that, but Regina is.
Within the shadows of the prison township of Wheloon.
All right, time to go to the prison township of Wheloon, within the shadows.
Who will cast a light on it before the darkness spreads?
So yeah, grew up in Winnipeg. It was that bad. Yeah, the thing about Winnipeg is that whenever I talk to somebody about Winnipeg, for those of you that don't know, it is the capital of Manitoba, which is a province in Canada. Also very large. The province, not Winnipeg. Anyway, every time I talk to somebody who previously lived in Manitoba or Winnipeg, they all tell me the same thing. They left Winnipeg because they wanted to get away. And the reason they go back to Winnipeg during the holidays is because some of their family lives there and some of their family is unable to escape the Winnipeg. Like they just can't afford to escape, so then sometimes people have to go back. I got Christmas time to go back to Winnipeg. Board up, everyone get your dog sleds. It's not even that far north. Just cold. It's Winnipeg's a lot like Ottawa, where it's the actual shape of the region, which is really what causes all of the problems. Like Ottawa is not that far north of a place, but we do get very, very cold winters and very, very hot summers because of just the topography and the lay of the land and how it brings in the temperature changes. Oh, Wheloon. Okay, so Wheloon, if you're trying to solo Wheloon, is a little complicated. There's a couple pieces you need to know. Number one is this quest, Friends in Low Places. There's a lot of different ways you can go through here, and I'm going to show you the way I always go through here, because it's the way I always go through, so that information may be helpful or relevant to you. So some people will go this way. Don't do that. You're going to go this way. You're going to take a right and head over down to this area. And you're basically just going to hug the right once you get from here. You basically just get in here, then you hug the right wall all the way to the end of the quest. It's an easier way to do it. And the specific reason as to why I want to go this way versus any other way is simply because I'm just familiar with it, and it also minimizes traps. The downside of going this way is you only get one shrine. So generally you can get through this without needing too many shrines. If you're somebody who struggles with that, then this path is maybe not the best. But as I said, we're going to do what we can to get through here. Again, for the fighter, it's not a big deal because I just do so much damage per hit, but your mileage may vary. I blame the jet streams? Yeah, me too. I also blame the jet streams. I really do like having strike through, so I can just like AoE every single monster down. Also, I think I'm just going to stay Fate Singer. I think Fate Singer is really, really insane with this character, and I think it might just be the best option for me. Like, I really like that I get a critical strike, and I just stun whatever I'm attacking. It's cool. Also that, being able to just like rip a bunch of monsters apart. Gotcha. Is Vicious Cold in Winter been there? Yeah, it's not great. Would not recommend. Field invite. Okay, so the monsters in here, you have to get this crest. To activate the fight, you have to talk to the Wheloon Elder, and when you activate the fight, the monster's going to come down here. So that's why you have people just standing here, usually drop an auto sphere of dancing, and then just fight the monsters as they come down. For me, I pretty much just have to beat them up whenever they fall down. They're going to go everywhere and kill all the natives. It is what it is. So you talk to this guy, which is going to get the fight started, and they're going to start dropping down from here. There's your shrine.
Criminals drop down from the sea areas. The natives below.
And so they're going to like spread out and go everywhere, which can be kind of annoying. This is one of the areas where if you happen to be a spellcaster, so if you get to this point and you're playing like a bard, a sorcerer, a cleric, or a favored soul, what you do basically is just look up, wait for them to drop, and then drop some major super explosive on the ground and kill everything whenever the monsters come down. As I said, I don't really have a method to actually fight all these guys, so I'm just going to hope that Garrett the Sainted is going to be doing a lot of healing, because I can't actually hold aggro on everything. And yes, for the record, I will be doing What Goes Up solo, which will be a mild level of terror when I get there, because I'm just a little worried about that. It should be okay for the most part. I'm mostly wanting to get the extended stun on Strike a Chord, or Blade of Discord by the time I get there. Hopefully it'll make What Goes Up a little bit easier. Again, we'll see. Many skiers, which is why winter is welcome in Winnipeg. It's less skiers. Yeah, like I said, it just gets cold here, and really snowy. Apparently not today, though.
Protecting the camp.
Alright, so we protected the camp. Great job, us. So now you have this hallway. This hallway is nothing but traps. So the way that you deal with this is you basically just hug the left. This is all spell words. You need a way to protect yourself from the paralyzation, so you need freedom of movement. So at this point, you should have a freedom of movement item or a high will saves item, or cast spells to remove it. If you're playing a character that doesn't have access to freedom of movement and you don't have high will saves, you can't get through this tunnel, because you're gonna get paralyzed in your first hit and then instantly killed, and that's bad. I'm a robot, so I'm both immune to the poison and the paralysis, so I can just walk through there with no problems. Yeah, it's warm outside. It's pouring rain. Everything's melting. Which is nice, because at the end of my driveway, there is a solid, or there was a solid block of ice that had basically formed. And the ice is going away. Should be gone by the end of the day, which is nice. Didn't have to do anything.
The bat crest on the
All right,
ground.
so this time, same thing. People are going to be coming from that side, and this side. I'm basically just going to be ignoring it and fighting the guys in the middle, and then going on the guys on the outside. Everyone is going to die in this camp. I'm not protecting anybody, and I'm fine with that.
More criminals drop down right in the middle of the camp.
Yes, please attack. Thank you. Prepping for Waterloo? Yeah, Waterloo. Yeah, usually in the city of Ottawa, there's Winterlude, a fun winter festival with like ice sculptures and all sorts of fun things that goes on downtown. But yes, it's probably going to be Waterloo this year because of all of the warm weather we have been getting. Also, sometimes when you click to attack, you will be clicking on the people that are nearby, and your character will want to talk to them, which is silly, because I don't ever want to talk to these people. Anyway, I'm just going to start fighting. This lady, kick her down. And eventually, all the other people in the camp are going to die, but that's okay. I don't care too much about that. Maybe residents got caught outside. Rip. Hey, you know what? Just think about it. That's a free garden gnome right there. Just take that ice statue home as you're out on the street. Gotcha.
Hey Strim, Brian
Hey,
here.
what's up?
Did you fix the computer? Did you go through the error log line by line to find the problem?
Yes, so I did. So I went through the error log line by line to find the problem. And what I found is that I actually was unable to identify the problem because my computer didn't leave an error log because I basically rebooted it too fast. Because I was in a quest in hardcore at the time when my computer crashed. I needed to get back in as quickly as possible. So basically, I rolled back my graphics driver because I did a driver update very recently. So I rolled back the driver update, and then I can't really see what else the problem could have been. So at this point, I'm basically waiting for there to be another crash to happen, and then there's a crash, actually waiting long enough for Windows to compile an actual error problem so I can identify what the problem is and get it sorted. Okay. I think it's everything. Oh no, there's more monsters here.
I forgot, Skull, to say thanks for the tabula, so thank you and have a good hardcore.
Yo, dude, anytime. I literally didn't need that tabula. So I'm glad that you can make some use out of it. Alright, everything's dead. Grab the crest of the bat, and then we head in here. So as I said, you pretty much just hug the right wall once you get in, and then it brings you all the way to the end here. Another bunch of poison spell wards, so just be careful if you don't have immunity to these things. And then you should be good. Yeah, I have no need of the tabula. I pulled a Mage Blood Divination card, so I traded that in, and I'm going to be trading that in for some more items. I have so many divines now. I have 65 divines. Mwahahaha. I can buy anything. Anything I want. What am I going to get? I don't know. That's not true. I'm going to be making a Whispering Ice build. This should be fun. Whispering Ice Trickster. As a boss killer. Even the Twisted Edition? Nice. Which one is the Twisted?
A commanding voice calls out. Harvest Hall.
So this one.
I must stop those
Egg,
criminals
touch
from
this guy,
destroying.
which is going to cause all these things to spawn. Then what I want to do is I want to fight them all here. I want to fight them all here. Why? Because the monsters are going to be constantly spawning here, so this is where I want to be whenever they spawn in, so I can continually fight them. I'm basically just fighting the main enemy, the main boss lady, and as my health goes down, I'm going to be doing my best to... Garrett's doing a pretty good job of keeping me alive. Not doing a great job of keeping himself alive. So when I say he's doing a good job of keeping me alive, I mean he just died, which is cool. Which means I'm on my own, but... I guess I have to go around to kill all these archers, because I have no choice other than to kill them all. If I don't kill them all, I'm going to be in trouble as I keep getting arched away. So I'm going to run to the archers. That's one of the magical parts about soloing, is that usually when you have a group of people, you can have, one person fan out and go kill all the archers in the room, but since I'm by myself, I do have to make sure I actually go kill them, which probably would have saved Garrett, so I'm sorry, Garrett. Anyway, back to fighting Ethia Troyes right here. Again, I can heal myself quite a bit, because I've got several thousand hit points, but I'm going to be waiting till I get a little bit lower before I do that. Now I'm going to go back to full, because I want to extend out my total amount of heals. I'm also waiting to use my execute. Not my execute. My last haste boost, because I want to use last action boost haste to be able to kill all these bad guys really quick.
Brian here.
Nice
What
one
are
in.
you going to do with all the divines? You could give all your divines to Cruiser and Dorak. It feels pretty good to help someone with something they need.
I have been giving away tons of currency, actually, already. Oh, League, I've been giving stuff away. I gave,
You've routed the criminals.
I've given a lot of stuff to
and
Cruiser. I don't know how much, but I know it's a lot of stuff.
Wheloon natives.
And then
Harvest Hall
I gave
motioned you over
Cerebria a few
eager to
hundred
speak
chromatic
with you.
orbs. And I've given away a whole bunch of stuff.
You are welcome to use Harvest Hall as a place to
I think I gave
rest
something to
and
Mr.
recover
Dorak.
from now on.
Did I grab a stone? I think I did. Yeah, I did. What's up, Sukai? How are you? Wait, I'm not gonna be hoarding it all to myself. That would be rude. I want everybody to get benefit from the things that I have. I don't know if he's gonna bounce to me. Will Garrett bounce to me? No, it does not look like it. Downside of Garrett dying, and I have to dismiss him, is that I can't actually resummon him for a few minutes, which means my next quest I'm going to do without resummoning. Now, the reason why you leave that door as opposed to recalling is because the next quest is right here. So that way, by leaving, I can walk over here and enter the next quest. What about you? I'm pretty sure I've given you at least something. I don't know what.
Your allies meet you just inside the entrance to the crumbling warehouse. With their help, you make a sudden
Oop.
explosion.
No, no,
that
no.
tears
I'm pretty sure I
apart
gave him
the
something.
building.
I think
Then, a mysterious
I gave him
voice calls
some...
out.
I definitely gave him some overflow incubators that I didn't need, because I get too many of them. Doing heroic raid? Or are you doing all the raids on heroic?
Still alive?
Nice.
Exclaims the
That's
voice
fun.
in the rafters.
Good.
Yeah, I haven't actually
The
done
voice calls to you from a
the
nearby
Abbott raid.
rooftop.
The only one I haven't done, Ascension Chamber. I don't even know how to do it. I could watch Voodoo's guide on how to do it. But I don't know.
The voice.
If you waste my time, your friends
You to trade the next day? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
their lives.
No, that's what you gave to me. I was thinking about things I gave to you. Yeah. Yeah, man. I traded for something that had +2 gems on it. And all the colors that I needed. Get out of here. The downside is I have to wait till my health gets really low, because I just don't want to use all of my heals too early, the second wins. Because I can use them, I just don't want to run out. An Abyss Jewel, that's about it.
A sudden blast blocks your path.
Oh, well, if you want something, just let me know.
Shouts the
I don't know.
voice.
Got all these divines to spare, man. If you ever need to borrow any, purchase something. Well, I think it's mostly because, like, it's not that I want to say this as well. I think it's not that, or I think the larger portion is that I've offered to give you stuff. It's just usually I have stuff you can't use or you're not interested. Like, for example, when I was just pumping out scarabs all the time, I was like, yo, man, do you want any particular scarab? And you were like, oh, no, I don't need scarabs because, we're running that node where you don't use any of the, like, any currency fragments or whatever. You can't augment your maps. Come on. Go. Free me. So if you're wondering why I'm standing here, there's a pressure plate here that activates a trap. And so by not standing in front of the actual lever, I'm not activating the pressure plate. So there is a pressure plate that's right here, but I'm just skipping it by just standing over here. That's a real secret. There's such a discussion. Well, Ben, you didn't... trust me, dude. I can tell you didn't think. Just kidding. You're a good thinking young man. He thinks good. Very good. Pulses for +2 minion. Yeah, I need Ipsum to help me figure out how to make a helmet. For the new build I want to play, I actually need to craft my own helmet, and I don't know how to do that. So I need to, like, literally get him to sit me down and, like, just smack me in the face repeatedly until I learn what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. Because what I need is a... for tier 1 % intelligence, +1 maximum power charges hubris circlet, which is what is it? Which I'm pretty sure the answer is I just need to Awakener's Orb, a hubris circlet with Hunter influence, with a hubris circlet with the what's the other influence? Warlords, and I can combine them both. Because I get to keep the mods if there's only one mod on it. So I can have % intelligence. Then the hard part is then also getting intelligence on that as well. Because I also want to have intelligence on that as well. But there's no way to force the intelligence. One's a prefix and one's a suffix. So that's, unless I think that, I don't know if there's a way to force the intelligence. But yeah, I'll hit you up later. I'll post what I need.
Wheloon belongs to Shire.
Yeah. I'm also not sure what's cheaper. But I might just buy the base because I need a helmet that has zealotry reservation efficiency. So I might just buy a base that has zealotry reservation efficiency and then use a Hunter's Exalted Orb on it, so that way I can keep it. So I'm gonna need to buy a lot of currency. Okay, I'm halfway through using all my things. Oh, never mind. It didn't give me my health from second wind. I used it, but I didn't get my health. Interesting. I've never seen that happen. Okay, apparently second wind sometimes just doesn't give you the health that you want when you use it. So be careful about that one, guys. That's a good thing to note. Before I head to the end fight, I'm just refreshing my protection from evil. The final boss in this area does cast Greater Command, so you don't want to be, you know, caught with your pants down. You want to make sure you have Greater Command up and running. Now, usually I would ignore this because I'm at the end section here, but I don't have a cleric. There's these ladders that you can kick down to prevent the minions, the monsters from spawning. So there's ladder here, ladder here, ladder here. Usually I would ignore it, but because I don't have a cleric, because I can't summon one, I'm going to have to actually do it myself. I'm going to stun her, and move over here, and pull the ladder.
Knock the ladders down to help even the odds.
Okay, there we go. Knock the ladder down. One. I just want to get all these ladders down here. I can only heal one more time, so I gotta be really careful about my health right now. 1, 2. Oh, I might be able to get all of them. Okay, all 3. So now there's no more ads that can spawn in this fight, which means it's a lot easier. No more ladders, no more ads, just fight the boss. And I kill her, then I kill the final boss, Stan McGull. Use my last stun on Tula, and I go into this guy. He's stun immune because he's a red name, but that's okay. I don't care too much about that. Back to full. And then I kill this guy, and then fight's over. Easier if you have a cleric, but I'm a fighter, so I guess I don't need one. One downside about this character is I didn't take any heals. What I probably should have done is, somebody suggested this before, but I probably should have just taken Renewal out of Unyielding Sentinel and just got like a Devotion Augment or something. I've definitely earned enough remnants to buy 1 Augment from the Augment vendor. So I probably should do that at some point, or just see if I can find a Devotion item on the auction house or something. But it is what it is. It's all fine. Get him out of here. Bam, and the quest is over. But yeah, usually you want to have a hireling with you. Makes it a lot easier when you do. No, but non-classic crabs, yeah, me too.
Brian here. Did you say you were going to buy a lot of currency?
Yeah.
So if I go to the bank with a 20, do I say I would like to buy 2 10s?
Yep. That's what you're doing. When you exchange currency, you're selling $20 for 2 $10 bills. The bank is just a money store. Hell yeah, I did. I fighted him. Okay, so I'm going to show you a trick. Some people might not know this trick, but there's actually a way to... Usually when you do Wheloon, you have to go all the way around and fight through all this nonsense. But I want to get through this door. But I can't get through this door because I didn't do the quest, which allows me to open up this door by just using the talking mouth here. So, how do I get through there without doing any of that? I'm going to show you that trick today. It involves a mount and feather falling. Well, you don't necessarily have to have feather falling, but it's easier if you have feather falling. If you have a mount, what you want to do is jump on top of this. Okay? And you want to jump on top of these spikes. Now, if I jump on the spikes and I miss, you can notice I'm like floating in this house here. So you'll have to fall down to get back out. You can't just go from there. You climb back up here and get on top of this. So the trick to getting on top of it is you want to jump parallel with the spikes, so that way you don't overshoot it. Right? So you just want to jump parallel with the spikes, so you don't overshoot it. And then eventually you're on the spikes, so that's good. And then you just want to jump over the wall. Run and jump. And when I say jump, I mean hit the jump key on your keyboard as opposed to just falling. Come on, let's go. Go here. And jump. And I didn't make it. It's really easy with Featherfall. It's a little bit harder without Feather Falling. I usually get this every time, though, so... I like that when I decide to explain something and show something off as opposed to just absent-mindedly talking about other subjects. I can't do this. There we go. And then once you're over top, if you have friends to let in, you can just crack this lever, and then boom, they can all come in without having to do the jump. And you're there! And the reason why this is nice is because it just means you can skip a lot of the more annoying fights on the left side and getting red alerted. Because it's really easy to red alert in Wheloon and get killed, so I'm just helping you avoid getting red alerted and getting killed in this quest chain. Yeah, it's way easier with Featherfall. Wait, do you have the Dex Fracture or the Spell Suppression Fractured?
fresh corpses.
I was gonna say,
line
if
the
you have a
walls,
spell
all
tier
of
1
them
spell suppression on a
Wheloon
helmet
prisoners.
fractured, that's insane.
Karleth has gone too far.
Says the Netherese wizard.
He's become unpredictable even for a Shadar Kai. We
How
cannot
expensive a
let
hubris
his
circlet is. Hubris circlet
endanger our mission.
with
Your kind will never understand.
Responds the Shadar Kai.
The
zealotry.
shadow curse is strong.
Enchant.
Karleth. He does this because he must. Did you hear that?
I'm googling stuff instead of actually helping. I'm just waiting for these guys to say something. Also, Shader Guy can be quite dangerous. Watch out for the spike chain attack. Sorry, watch out for the cheats. Oh, there are no hubris circlets I can buy with this enchant on it. Oh, looks like I'm just going to have to get the enchant. The character I'm going to run is going to be a very good lab farmer, so it's good. So you pretty much always want to go for the Shader Kai first. Whenever you get the opportunity, just kill them as quickly as you can. Get rid of them. If they start using their chain attack and back away and run away, you don't want to stand there and just take it. Also, Happy New Year's, Edalock. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I mean, New Year's, it is New Year's Eve. The New Year day will be starting tomorrow, 2023. I hope you guys got your New Year's resolutions all set up and ready to go. Oh, I can't wait. Gonna make some New Year's resolutions, then I'm gonna fail those resolutions, be disappointed with myself, backtrack on just a bunch of really bad self-destructive habits, and have another year without a lot of personal growth or improvement. Hell yeah, that's what I'm going for. That's what my goal. Also, Morty, slain by a Gold Concord Wizard, and Kleptacular, slain by a Fear Reaper. Damn, dude.
Addresses a terrified prisoner.
I really
Gold Concord
did
Wizard
like
means that that guy was doing on-level Giant Hold like I did.
Pains me to think how you'll be torn apart.
Only 30 TRs this year? Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't really do New Year's resolutions, is because New Year's resolutions are usually things that are going to be difficult to stay on, like a regimen. You know, think about if you want to go on a diet, or you want to like go to the gym, or you want to do something new. A lot of those things are not just like single changes, they're lifestyle changes. If you want to do 30 TRs in a year, you have to shift your focus heavily towards TRing in many other aspects of your life, and that can be a little bit more complicated to get through than you might otherwise see or think of initially, at which point, once you start experiencing some amount of tension or pushback, or you lose your pattern, it's hard to get back on that horse. Where'd my guy go? Whatever, fine. Stay over there. I just need to open this door.
Karleth calls to you from behind the safety of a grate.
You must be the one who killed my pet. Now, perhaps, you think you can kill more? Good. Good. It will make me feel more.
Oh no! My stats are too low. I can't use skills. My wisdom is 0. At least the howlers aren't doing anything. Get him, Garrett. Get him. Garrett, Garrett, Garrett. Oh my god. There we go, I'm free. I can't free myself while helpless, which is the scary part. I can, like, heal myself, but I can't free myself from that effect. Because it's a spell effect, not technically a drain. So yeah, I can't actually free it. With Hardcore 6 and 7. Yeah, Hardcore really gets in the way a lot of your TR goals if you're trying to get there. Lots of other video games that come up as well. I'm sure there's probably lots of other video games that many people are playing. Ah. Working a week with 7. 7 TRs in 1 week? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll never do that. That's way too much DDO for me. I like playing DDO. I play DDO all the time, but 7 TRs in a single week? Holy guacamole. Pushing a new racial completionist in 2023? Damn, dude. That's fast. I feel like I'm... Compared to many people that I know, I feel like I'm such a casual player. Like, compared to the general population of DDO, I'm not a casual player, but compared to some people I know, holy moly, I feel like a casual.
Saw one of the gargoyles move.
Yeah, it's a lot of DDO. They might. They might also do a new race. I don't know. Like I said, we usually get like 1.5 races a year, so we're probably due for a race or an iconic, one of the two.
The door is locked.
Oh
One
yeah.
of the Shade Archive
Like I said, I just play the game. I just level up and get XP and make new builds. Okay, I've got lots of resources, so it should be fine. Okay, so Carleth. Remember that issue I had where I got was unable to do anything because of the Howlers? It's gonna happen again, so I'm gonna kill the Howlers as quickly as I can. Also, this prisoner is gonna die. There's nothing I can do with that.
Says
Want
the
17
Shade
points,
Archive.
please? Yeah.
I can't bear to think of what will happen to you.
Imagine if they capped it
My
out at 16
despair
points.
will be exquisite.
Karleth moves to attack. His face
So Carleth always opens up with the chain attack. You want to stop him from doing that, so you want to get all your people out of there. And then once he moves, he will, of course, stop using the chain.
with his spiked chain, tripping a lever.
Oh, so he hits really hard. Oh my god. Carleth is doing like 200 damage to me.
Screams the captive.
Again, prisoner's gonna die. This quest is probably the scariest quest here in the entire area. Okay, I got Garrett away from him, which is good. Yeah, this one's probably the scariest quest in the entirety of
Due to Karleth's cruelty.
Wheloon. Just because this fight is terrifying. The rest of the fights aren't that big of a deal, but this one's really bad. Okay, got most of these dead. Yeah, I'm helpless, but I managed to get a lot of them dead, so I can't be made helpless again. I was not helpless because I had power surge, which gave me an extra +8 to my wisdom, so they couldn't make me helpless again.
The Shade Archive commander will
Okay, we're
no
good.
longer inflict his cruel
Whew.
whims on Wheloon's inhabitants.
No stop by from the lands of future time where midnight is only 30 minutes away. Happy New Year, Goro. I hope you have some friends and some good cheer with you and are ready to count down and go, Happy New Year! And then realize all of us over here in North America are still sitting here waiting, being like, the year isn't over yet.
A strange mist envelops you.
All right,
and
I'm gonna ride over here.
clutches
Now,
your
if you're
stomach.
playing on hardcore, I usually don't recommend just riding, especially if you're in a group. Fight your way through this adventure zone every time if you're in a group. If you're solo, obviously, do whatever you want. Because there's fewer spawns, the spawn rate is based on the number of players. But if you're playing in a group, if you have a full party, on hardcore, never run through this, ever. Always fight your way through. Just slowly go through and fight through all the packs. The XP isn't even that bad for fighting all the monsters, and it guarantees that you don't get every single person in your group killed. This place red alerts really fast, and it causes like all sorts of performance issues, lag, people get caught. So please, 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 if you're going to be doing Wheloon with a group on Hardcore League, fight your way through. Do not do it solo. Or not solo. Do not like sprint through and hope that everyone's going to make it, because they're not. Not everyone's going to make it, and you will lose somebody to the Shadow Beholders or some other nonsense. Dollars and DDO points and all those auto boxes I can for sure TR. I mean, yeah, I have an autos box. I never used the autos box or the epic autos box I got from I Lived Red. I haven't used either of them. So it's technically always an option. Always an option. How's itchy?
The shade vanishes back into its tower retreat. You might learn how to reach the general by questioning.
Also, Happy New Year to you as well, Arcaniverse. I hope you and Yins are having a good time this new year. On this final day of the year, as we round up, you know, it's exciting. It's like something new is going to happen tomorrow, except nothing new is going to happen tomorrow. The only thing that's new is that all the stores are closed, so you can't do anything, which is not really new, but it is what it is. I don't think there's anything that's actually open on New Year's Day. It's all closed. Very fun. I do love when every single store is closed on New Year's Day. Oh, where are those guys going? Where's my hireling going? Huh. My hireling's going on an adventure, so I don't know what's going on here, but he ran into the other room, and he brought the entire room with him. Okay. Well, you know what? Hey. When you got lemons, time to make lemonade. And by that I mean turn these people into pieces of what they once were. He's tanking? True. He is doing that. Yeah. Need that lemon for your soup? Wait, what soup do you put lemon in? What the heck? My eye is really bugging me. I don't know why. Been on hardcore today, the third time you finished it, and you soloed it on hardcore, bro. That's actually really impressive. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Because soloing the pit is, by the way, not an easy feat.
The Defiant Guardian falls. You now have the key to the Shade's tower.
Gives a nice citrus taste. Ooh, that sounds good. Also, Happy New Year to you, Slughead, as well. I hope you have a nice new year. I hope 2023 is filled with joy for all of you, for every single person in chat right now, that the next new year is good, or at the very least better than this one. Speaking of this one, another trap hallway. You have to run through one of these two trap hallways. I'm going to run through this one because I don't really care. But this is, again, spell wards. This is evil damage, so I am not immune. I'm just going to take a bunch of hits from all these spell wards and deal with it. But this will kill you if you can't deal. However, if you can't deal, you can instead come up this side, which basically means you have to go back and run up this way instead. So I'm just running down here. These spell wards don't damage you. They just slow you down. They're technically animated object spell wards, where they actually animate all the nearby objects. They just don't work in this quest, so they don't animate anything. There are several animated object spell wards that don't function. So there's there's no shortage of non-functioning animated object spell wards. So a lot of times they just don't do anything too. Don't put a whole lemon in it? A whole lemon. Wait, you're supposed to have chicken soup when you're sick. I always keep chicken soup in the, in the house in case of emergency. Oh, do they? Yeah, I always keep. Honey is also good for tea, yeah. Get some, like, delicious ginger tea, will help you out. Not too bad, not too bad.
Stairs lead up to the tower, where the Shade General dwells.
So, well, okay, so... I know that honey is antibiotic. So... honey itself kills bacteria, but does it retain the antibiotic properties when it enters your stomach? I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure that honey does not transfer its antibiotic properties into you, because you immediately break it down with acid. Probably would. It is true. Honey is already digested. Don't think about what honey is, just eat it. It is. That's exactly what it is, yeah. Again, don't think about it. It's really tasty, but don't think about it. Like, it's super tasty. Big fan. Oh, yeah. That's what they should call it. There should be a brand of honey that you can buy at the store that's just called bee puke. And it just has like a cartoon bee just like throwing up into a bucket or like onto somebody's like breakfast.
A frigid mist drifts out
I hear music coming from the other room.
This must be
I hear the weekend.
Shade's lair inside the Shadowfell.
believe we're getting ready to have our friends over. I won't be streaming forever today because I do have I have guests coming. I'm just streaming until they show up. Because it's high sugar content, so it can't spoil. Not sure if the bacteria and digest, and therefore diluted. There's more. It's not just the high sugar content. That is one part of it. It's also because it's yeah, it's the high sugar content, the low water content. So any bacteria that touch it, all the water in their cells diffuses out of them through the process of osmosis, killing them very quickly.
You do not face
It's the reason why salt works well as a preservative, because salt really destroys like microscopic life. Still in plastic bags like milk. Yeah, it's just a bee. Well, it's not just a bee puking its guts out. It's like a bee puking onto like, I don't know, like some waffles or something. It's actually, that one's too real for me, so maybe not explicitly that image. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like too soon. Speaking of too soon, so I actually did eat some more waffles. Didn't throw up. And I fed them to my roommate. It turns out I had to sacrifice the first waffle instead of eating whatever metallic poisons were left on the surface of the waffle. Whoopsie. Oh, reminder to keep protection from evil active on your character at all times or else you run into problems. I can't help it. The waffle iron's got extra waffle residue on it. It's waffleicious. All those rare earth metals on your waffle iron? Yeah, all the rare earth metals. Just think about it. Think about how many rare earth metals I got to eat. My body just doesn't get to eat rare earth metals very often. And so I was able to eat a whole bunch of rare earth metals and feel so much stronger. Going right to my bones. You know, you have to ask yourself the question, how much cadmium do you need in your bone structure? The answer? None. It's very poisonous. Oh, yeah. You have Mark 1, Zhong, Bits, so many people dying. Hardcore Death Cruiser. Hardcore. Yeah, video game deaths. Not like there's people dying in droves today. Yeah, you're like, you know when you're feeling sick? You're like really feeling sick and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm dying. That's what we're talking about. I like people dying. The feeling of feeling like you're dying. Yeah, this reminds me of like Path of Exile Ruthless. Oh, I want to talk about this. I've been playing Path of Exile Ruthless. I don't know why. I just have been, okay? I'm an idiot. And I've been playing this game. The best way I can describe it is it's like Diablo 2, but with more levels. It's surprisingly fun. It is surprisingly fun. But it's really rough because I'm level 65. I've done the first 2 labs. And I'm working my way through Act 9. I'm almost done Act 9, actually. And I don't have any linked gems yet. I don't have any supports. Fortunately, Mr. Dorak gave me the Behead support gem, but the problem is it doesn't actually work because I have to get the kills and I'm a minion build. Yeah, I did Lab 2. It was really easy. When you're over-leveled, Lab 2 is easy. Yeah, so I've got no links on my gems. So I have an unlinked Smite that's corrupted because I used a Vol Orb on it that I found. And I have a... what is it? Battle Mage's Cry, which I connected it to Absolution, so I can create Sentinels of Absolution when I attack. But yeah, stop before doing Lab 3 and Katava. Yeah, if you want to do Lab 3 together, we can give it a shot. To get it done before Katava. Or we can do it after, it doesn't matter to me. But we can do it regardless, and the reason why I say do it together is because you have more damage than me, because you actually have a damage skill in Vortex, you don't need to worry about your accuracy, and I have an aura that I put out that gives 30 elemental resistances, damn it, and on 30 elemental resistances, onslaught, and 10% more damage, That's just passive because I'm a guardian. And I give out block chance. And stun immunity. Zero armor, eh? Yeah, but just don't get hit. I love the Vortex gamer with zero armor. Why didn't you open the gate? You can only open the gate with a magic mouth once you've done through a mirror darkly. Okay, so here's how you get through this quest. What you're supposed to do is use the Mirror of Shadows to get you through this quest. You're basically exploring everywhere except for the bottom floor back on the light side. This quest is complicated. There's a light side and a dark side. Follow this route and you'll have no problem getting everything. But there's a light side mansion and a dark side mansion. If I drop my mirror on the floor and pick it up, it automatically flips me. So you're going to see me doing that a lot this whole time. I'm going to be leaving this open. So the only area you never need to go at all is light side back of the mansion downstairs. You have to go... Oh, that's excited. That's the only place you don't have to go. So I'll be explaining that as we go. But it should be pretty straightforward. Turn the circle. Yeah, that and also the other... So when I made the character on hardcore, I was like, oh, I'll be an army build. No, not hardcore. On Path of Exile Ruthless. I was like, I'll be an army build. And the idea is that I'll basically just use all of the, like, the Guardian effects for, like, the Sentinels of Purity and the Sentinels of Absolution. That's from Herald of Purity and stuff. And I thought that would be a good idea. Except, the entire build is heavily dependent on the Herald of Purity skill. And Herald of Purity doesn't come from any of the quest drops because you can't get anything that reserves a percentage of mana as a quest drop.
An aura of magic emanates from the light.
Which I did not know at the time.
You should gather any more you find.
Also, this room has Shader Kai in it, which is why it can be quite scary when you transfer through, so you gotta be careful. All the light orbs spawn in the same... Every orb spawns in the same location every time. That's why I do this route. We'll find one in early mapping. Sure. I'd like to trade an alchemy orb for it, because that's the cost. I just don't have an alchemy orb. I found 2 chaos, though. Which is really crazy. The problem is, a chaos, it's 3 chaos per alch. Yeah, chaos are worth nothing. It's all alchemy orbs. That's what they're worth. Because you need alchemy orbs for doing maps. Yeah, so chaos orbs aren't very useful in Ruthless. Because there's no crafting. And there's no map mods on your device. Again, Shader Kai in this room as well, waiting until I get surrounded, and then I'm using my big cleave AoE. So you're going to notice that in this quest, I'm specifically stacking up Sword Sings charges to use with Blade Discord whenever I go through to fight Shader Kai. You never need to go this way. Don't ever go this way. Like I said, back of the house, downstairs, you never need to go. Come back here. Now we're going upstairs. We're done with this entire side of the house. I don't want to destroy Light Orb. I'm going to move these over here so I don't accidentally do that, because that would be really embarrassing. Learn the pattern usually takes a very long time running this quest. Nah, just follow what I do. You'll be fine. This is going to be going up on YouTube, so you'll be able to reference it every single time you want. Another problem with having your map open is sometimes when you have your map open, or like your inventory open, your character doesn't attack when you click like the attack function. Like I'm clicking and my character's not doing anything. And it's because I have my inventory open. It's very bizarre how that works. Right. Over here, grab the cabinet. I don't have to grab the cabinet, but I just do it out of habit. I'm also doing the optionals, so I'm going to be doing the different orders. I'm not going to be doing all of them, though. I'm just doing the collection of orders, because it's relatively easy. I think they missed the one in the first room. It was embarrassing. Okay, good. Dead. Alright, so this room is where we get another light orb. And then on top of that, this room, in the dark side, is where we get the last of the orders, but the order room, this is the scariest room in the whole quest because it's just full of Shader Kai, and they all jump you right away. So before I go through, I'm going to first heal myself up to full, so thank you, Garrett. I'm going to use my protection from evil to make sure I can't get commanded by accident somewhere in here. Drop this, and then go through, jump on top of the Arcanus. Again, I've got the cleave here ready to go for all the Shader Kai when they come in. Cleave everybody down, all the Shader Kai die, and we're all set. Yeah, you gotta be mindful about that room. Okay, that's all the orders done. New Year's Eve stream? I know! What's up, Dorn? How are you? You think we can do labs soon? Well, yeah, of course. Let me get to Act 10, that's all. It just takes me a while to get through a lot of stuff. And I'm running Precision and Vitality at the moment, so at least I have some defense and offense. The hardest thing I have with my character right now is mana regeneration, because I don't have a single mana regen item, which makes it a little annoying. Alright, bunch of shadows in here, they're gonna attack. I'm gonna kill them all real quick. Kicked from 2 groups because I'm new and didn't know what the fuck you're doing. You got kicked from groups? That's really bizarre. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. It's a very rare occurrence, so it sucks that that happened to you. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening. Like with any video game, the unfortunate reality is, as much as I like to praise DDO's community, especially the in-game community, there are a lot of people, like any video game, that are jerks. So it's not so much nothing you can really do about that. I still recommend that when you join people's groups, just advertise, be like, hey, I'm new and I don't know much about this. Just let me know where to go and I'll keep up. But a lot of people, you know, even still are like, nah, they don't want to deal with that. They'll just kick you out.
Place them on their pedestals to grant further access.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, just saying you're new is going to be like an infinite shield. It's not, but it does help out in most of these situations where you don't know where you're going or what you're doing. You could just say, hey, I'm new, and a lot of people would be like, oh, cool, no problem. They'll kind of take you under their wing. But yeah. But usually if you don't say that you're new and you just stay silent, then you do what we call suffering in silence, where you don't know what's going on, people don't know how to help you because they don't know what to do, and then eventually you just get left behind everywhere. I think I have everything, so I have all the orbs now. We're good. Almost done this quest. I'm going to use the shrine right before the end because I want to have all my action boosts and stuff back. Yeah, I think I didn't pick it up while I was here. Here we go. There, new group. Yeah, it's really weird that you were mistreated, so that sucks to hear, dude. Alright, there we go. Got my 8,000 XP for clicking some books. Shadow pedestal. Shadow pedestal. Place these all here.
Take a quick glimpse into your mirror.
Jump back through. Now I have the bridge here. And now I can shrine right before the final boss, which is convenient because I just want to make sure I have all my power surges and stuff. I don't know how long the final boss fight's going to be. Do I need a shrine? Actually, you know what? I don't think I do. I think I'm good. I don't think the fight's going to take longer than 3 minutes, so it should be okay. The only thing I have to be careful of is the Shader Kai. In the dark side, there are Shader Kai that are dangerous. Everything else is not really that dangerous, but the Shader Kai are dangerous. Tivorus is not dangerous at all. He doesn't do anything. Why? Because I'm immune to paralysis, because I'm Warforged. Because I'm immune to command from protection from evil. And physical magical resistance rating are pretty good, as it turns out.
I shall force him to watch as I destroy you.
But pretty soon, Tivorus is going to laugh and shroud himself and go to the other world. I'm just not going to worry about that. So when he does so, again, I'm just going to jump. I'm going to ignore most of the monsters in the light side. I don't really care too much about them. Because, for the most part, they aren't super dangerous. So that's why I'm going to ignore them. And instead only deal with, like, the blackguards, the howlers, stuff like that. All of these, the dangerous monsters on this side. I'm just killing this howler because the howler's killing my hireling, which is annoying. You gotta protect your health. Okay, here we go. Back to the material plane is going to be over here. Because he unfreezes from the body that's here. I'm actually curious as to how they got the mechanic to work, where he has the same health bar on both sides. I think that's very interesting. I don't know how they did that. One of the things I've liked is in World of Warcraft, where they have multiple bosses, but all the bosses share the same health bar. So you have to deal with all the bosses the entire time. Those, like, very special council fights are very cool. And I wish we had something like that in DDO. Like, imagine if that's how it worked in Project Nemesis or something, the raid, where instead of at the end bit, where you just, like, you know, kill all the monsters and it gets easier, you have to deal with all of them at the same time, and then they all die when they all run out of hit points. Remember I said I didn't think it was going to take, like, 3 minutes? Yeah, we'll see. Tiberius. This is the hard part about the later epics, is that all the bosses start to get hundreds of thousands of hit points, and, oh, web. And hundreds of thousands of hit points are harder to manage. It's one thing I'm dreading about doing, the mountain. What do you call it? Stormhorns? Stormhorns is cool, but each boss having like 150,000, 200,000 hit points, it's just gonna take a while. Yeah, it would be interesting either way. Even Happy New Year. Have a safe and Happy New Year to you as well, Royal Deacon. Happy New Year, everyone. And we're done. Oh. Wow. The cat is being super friendly today. I don't know why. She's very friendly. Usually not so much. Just been coming to say hi a whole bunch the past day or so. Maybe she responds to stress. Probably. Something along those lines. Alright. So now I can get Fortification Bypass or the bit of music. I'm going to get the Fort Bypass and get the music later. The Fort Bypass is more important. Okay, now you've got Kitty Cat. Kitty Cat. Look at her. Look at the cat. Look at the cat. Hey. Hey, cat. Hey. 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 What's up? Yeah, I'm just yelling at the cat. She knew I was yelling at the cat. Alright, I think it's all done. I'm just gonna grab this item from Edric Crastmere. Hey, Edric. Alright, I've got Sheltering 30 Repair, interesting. Garbage, and the Glorious Dawn. All of which are bad. Gotta love when you get nothing but bad equipment. Okay, so level 26. I still need quite a lot of XP. I do want to do What Goes Up and the like, although I think I'm going to wait till 29 to do Wheloon. I don't really want to do Wheloon right now, because Wheloon is very dangerous. The monsters have a lot of hit points, and they do a lot of damage. So I'm kind of low on quests at the moment. Delaris is dangerous, Wheloon is dangerous, and I'm not going to get that much XP from a lot of them. And this is where it becomes a little difficult. I think a lot of people struggle right around here as to where they figure out where they, not Wheloon, sorry. Whenever I said Wheloon, I meant the Stormhorns. The Stormhorns are pretty dangerous. I want the Saga bonus because it'll give me a whole bunch of Sagas completed. So it's very good. On top of that, House Tarasco, Delaris is really dangerous. The monsters hit extremely hard. Night Revels, also very dangerous. So this is where you start to struggle. You say, well, I'm level 26. What am I supposed to do? The thing is, if you keep scrolling up this list, you notice there's only a couple 28. There's literally 3 level 28s. There's barely any 4 level 29s. It's just Necro 4. And then you're going to notice you're out of quests. But if you keep scrolling, look how much scroll I've got left up here. It's a lot of scroll. So the answer is doing quests on Legendary Hard. Legendary Hard is actually not that hard. It is very comparable to Epic Elite. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go run some quests on Legendary Hard. to gain some XP, and it should go pretty well for me, as opposed to having to worry about running a whole bunch of different stuff. I guess I can start with something simple. What's a good simple quest to do on Legendary Hard? There is this quest here. Hide and seek? No. Search and rescue. And this is where you want to start doing quests on Legendary Hard. Don't worry about doing things on Epic Elite. Just run things Legendary Hard, and you'll find it a lot easier for your character. Generally, this is the path that I would take. So, you know, go run Ravenloft and Shard and pretty much every expansion content you can think of on Legendary Hard. All of these will not only give you some gear to get you started towards your like endgame, which is essential and stuff that you need, but also the XP is pretty good, and the monsters are much weaker than the Epic Elite version. It's important to note that in Legendary Elite, the monsters gain a huge amount of extra hit points over top of what they would get, and a huge amount of damage. I'm taking 30 damage a hit now from these guys, whereas the monsters in Wheloon were hitting me for almost 70. Right, by comparison. So it's a huge decrease in the monster's enemy's effectiveness and their ability to kill me. That being said, I hate harpies. Additionally, monsters or quests on hard mode also have less monsters in them. So since I'm doing this by myself, I'm going to be experiencing less resistance as I go, making the quest a lot faster as well. So as opposed to there being like 20 scorpions here, there's only 4. Similarly, the further I go into the dungeon, the smaller the actual monster packs are going to be, which is nice. Hard faster XP when solo. Generally it will be for me, just because I don't have a real way to deal with like actual elite. Like I can't do elite, so for me this is going to be a lot faster. Like I'm a fighter solo, so dealing with quests on elite is going to be a lot harder, so I'm just going to do stuff on hard. Like as an example, the final boss of this dungeon, the dragon, has 500,000 health on elite difficulty. So do I have 500,000 damage? No. I don't even know where I would get that. But I don't have to have that because I'm just going to play on hard mode. Then I don't have to worry about having 500,000. And also, I might get one of the items. There's the Heartwood Docent that drops out of here, which is a very, very good docent for this character. So maybe I'll get that. There is a trinket that gives a whole bunch of constitution and hit points that I could get. That's very, very good. So there's just a bunch of nice items I could stash. We want to try DDO since release. Finally getting around to it. Thanks for bringing your basics. Thanks for taking the time to make them. Yo, anytime, dude. I'm glad I could help. I'm also putting out a series. If you're somebody who, you know, you never know when you're going to be able to play with other people. Basically a play along. And that's this series right here, the Solo Fighter. With the goal of helping people learn to play the game and learn to figure out what to do and where to go when they're playing by themselves. So that may also help you. But I'm glad to hear you're playing DDO. It's the perfect time to start. Brand new year. Time to start new things. The world is changing. You know, new year, new game. Time to get going. Yeah, in a better soloable class with some past lives, difference between hard and elite is not too bad. It's pretty noticeable. Yeah. In Legendary, there's twice as many monsters as on hard difficulty, and the monsters have more than double the health, and usually monster saves go up between 30 and 40. So for example, on Legendary Hard Feywild, you can use a plus 60 on your saves and hit most monsters. On Legendary Elite Feywild, 60 will hit nothing. 70 will hit nothing. 80 might hit a few things, and it's really, you need to get like around 90 before your DCs actually start doing anything. Same thing with armor class as well. Even still, you can notice like on Legendary Hard, it still takes me a while to like chunk my way through these guys. But yeah, and everything's on sale. They got all the expansion sales and stuff until the end of the year. I think today's the last day for most of the sales. Technically, tomorrow's the last day because no one's going to work tomorrow to turn off the sales. Also, I can't even damage this boss on the Legendary Elite. He has basically full physical damage immunity. You need magic for him. Hey man, what's wrong with my loot gen? Are you talking smack about my items? About the fact that I don't really have any items to use or to speak of? It'll go up tonight. Oh, well, if it's automatic, maybe. The in-game deals need to be done manually, I think. Although I think the ones on the website don't need to be done manually. Yeah, they do. They literally always mess it up. I still remember, what was it? It was last year. They had a deal, and they turned it off a day early. So it was last year for New Year's Eve. They had some deal going on, and they turned it off a day early, so a bunch of people couldn't get it. What was it? Yeah, the 99 Ravenloft. Yeah, a lot of people couldn't get the 99 Ravenloft because they turned it off today, for like on New Year's Eve as opposed to New Year's Day, which is what they said. Also, I think with hydration, good idea.
An injured adventurer sits in the hall atop a small pile of loose stones. Around him
now, I'm not actually going this route here. This route basically leads to an entire second quest. Search and Rescue is a very cool quest. It has this like big second route back here. I'm not doing that, but you have to kill these monsters. They're going to come out at you. Oh. Yeah, I got the redemption here. I actually saw you redeemed it twice. Here, but this.
A lone shader guy stands quietly in the shadows of this alcove.
Get the fancy colored jackets from House P. It is also the last day to get the fancy colored jackets from House P. Got him. Oh, don't worry. I'll be drinking water. Oh, yeah. I'll be drinking that water. I tell you what. I also need a shrine in this quest just because it gets a little long with all the extra monsters and all the extra damage that you need. I just wish I did more damage. If I was a spellcaster, this would be going so fast. So fast, wow. There's a genie in House Fjarlin who gives out fancy colored jackets for the anniversary. For Dungeons & Dragons Online's 16th anniversary. So you can find him in front of the Fjarlin chapter house. If you haven't done it yet, today is the last day, so... And you can redeem one a day, so you can only get one, but... Yeah, you've had the whole year to do it, so I assume most people would have. You can also just have different characters, redeem them all on different characters, and then because they're account bound, and then trade them all. Yeah, so if you didn't get them all, but you wanted to have them all, you can still go get them. It's not like it's gone now. There's like a pink one, a red one, a blue one, a green one, and a yellow one? That sounds right. That sounds like all the right colors. I'm actually using one of them on my Sunflask build, because the Sunflask build I wanted a yellow outfit, and it's pretty much the only yellow outfit in the whole game. My armor class, or my hit chance is so low. Woo! I need more levels. I need more hit chance. Red, blue, green, silver. There's a yellow one too, yeah? Okay! Okay! I didn't realize the shamans still had energy burst. I took 700 fire damage. Very cool. That would have been exciting if I died here. I forgot that's why you don't do this quest. Yeah, anyway, don't do this quest. This Deast Battlelord's stun immune, so that's awesome. But no, he's not. I'm gonna stun immune. So note to self, energy burst is a thing that can get me in this game. Whoopsie. Another pack of monsters. I need more damage. More damage. Yes, this is why you need accuracy. Critical hits and their damage that they deal is heavily reliant on your hit chance, because you need to actually confirm the critical hit, which means you don't have the critical hit confirmation or enough accuracy. A lot of your critical hits will turn into non-critical hits. You'll roll the required dice, but you don't confirm, so therefore you don't get the actual crit. And that's why accuracy is very important to follow up on. Also, there's bats here at this shrine. Bats. Always bats. I don't think I'm going to die in here, but maybe. I'm going to get my hireling to rest as well. We might need it. You never know. It should be okay. Also, all the collectibles in here don't work. When you click them, you get no target. This has been bugged since this quest came out. I want to say in 2016? And I have no idea why they've never fixed it. Like, it's every single collectible in the entire dungeon. Just say no target whenever you click them. That's why, if you notice me not clicking them, that's why. Not an unknown bug. I'm pretty sure they know it, but yeah. Flingers, not a big deal. This is actually a bad example to use as a quest to start with for Legendary Hard, because this quest, I forgot, is actually very difficult, but anyway. No. Stop running away. Like I can't hit them. Ooh, my hit chance is way too low. Give somebody help. Okay, so there's a spellcaster in here, so I need to get the shamans over here. I'm gonna pull everything back because I'm just worried about these shamans. I keep pulling my Harling over here so I can grab the shamans out. So he's out. Stun. Good. Other shaman. Stun. No, I missed. I'm just really worried about the energy burst that this guy can do. His energy burst bad. Okay, where's the shaman? There is one shaman in here. All the way at the back there. All the way at the back. Okay, him being over there is perfectly fine. I don't need to care about that. It's only when he gets close. Okay, I have my stun. I'm gonna go stun it. Kill it. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Got you. Alright, final boss fight. So the final fight is not too bad. It has a dragon and a bunch of kobolds, specifically a bunch of shamans. The shamans are all going to spawn at the far end of the room. So after through the fight, when the dragon's at half, you have the shaman spawn here and the melee spawn over here. So I just need to be mindful about the shamans and not fight too many of them at the same time. And then the dragon also has a lot of hit points. But yeah, melee kobolds spawn here. Shamans, as I said, spawn out of that hole right there.
The dragon's disgust. Didn't the string of bodies
We'll see what happens.
along the entrance
I shouldn't die here, but I might. I don't know how hard this dragon hits, actually.
the dragon's
So yeah, this was a very bad option to pick as my first legendary quest to run on this character. But yeah, whatever, we'll sort it out.
of respect, common sense. So typical of your kind.
It hits for 43, not a big deal. Pretty manageable. A lot of health, but, you know, I'll chunk him down. 10 years, 6 months, and 4 days in your first TR in that character? Damn, dude, congratulations! I love being knocked down immune. Am I a coward for not doing the optional? I just don't want to do the optional. I can't use a single item out of it. And also, it is terrifying. So you can call that cowardice if you want. I'm actually not even going to disagree. It is pretty cowardly, but still. Okay. And then when he gets under half, the ads are going to spawn in. I don't have a dash to get to them or a charge of any kind. And there's fortunately also fewer ads that come down. It's just these 3. Not a big deal. Again, it's the shamans that I'm kind of worried about. How many shamans are there? 2 of them, eh? Okay. Walk over here. Stun. Fuck. No, I can't get to him. He's gonna get unstunned. Oh, please die. Why are you so tanky? Why do you run away from me? Okay, we're good. Whew. I just could have killed the dragon. Yeah, it's a little slow, but it's okay. It's just some damage. Ooh. And then I put this dragon. The trees couldn't fit in spring attack. Yeah, I thought about spring attack. It's a good idea, but I did not bring it. Probably should have. Garrett the Sainted's too stupid to move out of the way. So I'm gonna come over here. Block to make sure I wouldn't get knocked down there. Blocked the fire damage, which didn't really help, but I did block it technically. Please die, dragon. And he's dead. Cool, and now we're just gonna get the streamer RNG to get the Heartwood Docent. Streamer RNG, Heartwood Docent. Streamer RNG, Heartwood Docent. Streamer RNG, Heartwood Docent. Nothing. I was banking on the RNG to help me out. But yeah, so you can always find some good stuff. Like I said, just do some legendary quests. I'm still like 3 million XP away, and there's a lot of quests I really don't want to do. It's mostly because I'm also a fighter and not a spellcaster. If I was a spellcaster, I'd be much more flexible, because the monsters don't have that much health compared to how much damage they do, but their damage goes up by a lot, whereas their health does not go up by a lot. That's what makes it kind of spooky. Speaking of kind of spooky, did I get my next level of Harpers? No, I have to do Stormhorns. Damn. I'm at 2707 favorite, which is kind of cool. And I have apparently a whole bunch of favor I can go turn in. Anyway, let's go do some more quests on Legendary Hard. Waiting for this. Is that what I picked? Oh! Bro, it's barter 30! Get out of here. It's Insightful Haggle. It's 30 Haggle helmet for Hardcore League. Actually amazing. Holy cow. That's a lot of gold. I already have 400,000 platinum. See, so this is one of the things I tell people all the time about how platinum doesn't matter, like there's no use for it. When I first started, it was very difficult. I was hard pressed for platinum all the time, and it was hard for me to actually come up with like the coins I needed to be able to do what I wanted to do. But now, dude, I have like an infinite amount of platinum. I pretty much can't run out. Which makes this a lot, like, significantly easier. Durasco, please. Which is just weird to think about. That, like, you know, my character, there was a time where I really, really needed platinum, and now I kind of don't need platinum to the point where I can start giving away my platinum. And it happens really quick. Like, I'm not even done with this process. My character's not fully leveled, you know, and it's because there's just nothing I can do with the gold at this point that would be worth anything.
You stumble through the thick mists. You spot a corpse in the grass near the abandoned cart.
Was one of the 20 was live as level 37 Night Rebels? Oh yeah. Plenty of power per weapons. They just need to do something with platinum. There's nothing to do with it anymore. I'm done. I can't spend anything else.
The soldier looks up at you, his face strangely pale. Halt! Do you serve Strahd? He asks. So you hear howling in the distance. A raven cries somewhere.
I wouldn't say there's necessarily a recommended quest sequence. When you're getting started, explore the city. Go to taverns, talk to people, go to the different houses. If there's an area you can walk around in town, just go walk around and talk to people and see what quests there are. That's my recommendation when you get started. When you finish quests in one area, go explore. Find some new areas, do some new quests.
You hear a branch snap behind you.
Yeah, literally, just like in real life. Walk around and go to the bar. If you don't know what to do, go to the bar. Just like in real life. And I have fear immunity too. By 2 digits. They probably could do that, but that doesn't solve the problem of like not having anything to spend it on. They just need to add things that you can actually buy. Make better potions. Call them mega potions that heal for way more. I don't know. They just need to add a platinum sink. somewhere in the game. And yes, I'm aware that Reaper Wings are a platinum sync, but there's lots of people of plat cap who don't have Reaper Wings. Like all the people on Hardcore League. The people at level 32 are gonna start plat capping soon. And there's nothing to spend it on. And then I can buy things on the auction house with all my platinum. Yeah, but why would I ever sell anything if plat capping is so easy? They have huge negatives. I used to use those all the time. They have huge negatives, and they only stack to 10 in your inventory. What a nightmare. The good old days. Make plat untradeable and delete it all when you TR. Make money untradeable. What an idea. I still run into accuracy problems here. They're not as severe, but it is still an existing problem. Yeah, and I don't get a lot of extra accuracy from leveling up. I don't really know how to solve that problem. I get +3 to hit and damage here, which will be helpful. I get +3 to hit and damage here, which will be helpful. I'm going to be able to upgrade my weapons, my strength, and other stats as I level up. When I get to 29, I'm going to be able to get a free Bastard Sword from this guy, which is one of the benefits of coming out here. I've already killed 25 monsters in Barovia. Important note, you don't have to do Legendary Hard like I'm doing. You can also do Legendary Normal as well. The XP is still worth it. So yeah. Hello, Torbar. Give me a weapon. Bastard Sword, thank you. Also, talk to him a second time in Legendary, and you get a free Sentient Jewel. A lot of people don't already get their first Sentient Jewel. This is where you get the first one. You just talk to him. You also don't have to do anything in Legendary. You can just come here once you get to level 20, come into Legendary Ravenloft, and then just talk to the guy. If you've done it in Heroic already. Like, you'll have to do Into the Mist at some point, but if you've already done level 10 Into the Mist, you don't have to do it again to be able to talk to him. You just get your item. So, oh yeah, it's really good. So lucky. There's a build out there. It's a Warlock freeze build where the Crown of Snow has a chance to freeze monsters. There's also an effect called Legendary Freeze. It comes on certain weapons in the game, and it can be crafted with the new Isle of Dread stuff. That also has a chance to freeze monsters, but it's a separate chance to freeze. And then finally, there's an effect called Royalty's Frigid Response, which can show up on a few items out of the Giant and the Demigod raid. It is a separate chance to freeze, which means if you have a Legendary Freeze weapon, plus this Royalty's Frigid Response, plus your Crown of Snow on a Warlock, you pretty much always freeze at least one monster per blast, and you just freeze entire packs instantaneously. It is amazing if you've never seen it.
You gently place the bones inside the coffins.
You ever want to become the Ice King or Queen? Guess what? That's how you do it. Yeah, but you'll get there. Just take your time. Have fun with it. As long as you're having fun with the video game, that's really all that matters. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are like borderline broken to make your game a lot easier. Another example of a borderline broken item is the Gold Curse Dagger. What it does is on a critical hit, monsters have to make a will save or be turned to gold, and it's a DC 100. You get it for level... It's a level 30 item, which makes sense. Except, because it's on critical hit, you can just get a really high critical threat range, and then use the Shader Kai Chain Attack, which hits everybody, and it has increased critical threat chance. So you are pretty much guaranteed to crit everything at least once, and you freeze entire rooms. It also works on Reapers for a reason I don't understand, making it one of the best items in the game. The problem is it just doesn't do as much damage as the other daggers. Daggers are a really competitive spot, and there's, you know, Pain, Suffering, Keeper of the Crimson Covenant, and Attuned Dinosaur Bone daggers all do more damage than the Gold Curse. So they're like, all those 4 daggers are just super, super, super good. But then you have Gold Curse, which has gold on it, and it's really good. Give me my tarnished key, please. Gotcha. Yo, Happy New Year, War Bro! Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to all of you people out there on the internet. Happy New Year to you. I didn't see the rates. I don't know where they are. Oh well. I guess Garrett found them. Remember how to get past this trap? You're like, oh man, how do I get past this trap? Right here. Jump. Jump. That's it. You're past the trap. Amazing. I know. I had Wrath of the Righteous last night. Seems as I already have 9 hours and you just did that insane tower defense fight. Yeah, that fight is insane. Also would recommend game. Fantastic game. Less than half an hour until it's 2023. Nice. Yeah, still 6.5 hours away here, so we're just chilling. We just chilling. 4K DDO points from favor. Depends on how much you play. And also the power level of your characters, how much you group, that sort of thing. If you want to get DDO points, farming out spellcasters is usually a good way to go about it. Because once you get a couple pieces of gear kind of banked away that are useful, spellcasters level faster than everybody else because they just have AoE damage. And so you just kind of blow everything up. It's pretty good. Aren't there 2 longswords that have 100 DC CCs on every hit? No, there's longswords that have a chance to proc. There's the Time Blade, which has a chance to proc a paralysis effect, but it's a chance. The chance is like 2% for the paralysis, whereas the Gold Curse is literally on critical hit. It causes Gold Curse. And like on a dagger with the chain, your critical hit chance is like 40%, and you get 3 attacks. I thought chain was 2. Well, regular chain is 1, and greater chain is 2. Oh no! Filth was slain by Elf Priest. Just slew the filth.
The creature collapses.
Get him out of here. Get out of here, filth.
In the darkness says, you got rid of the monster.
Warlock for what? Race completionist? Oh, there you go. The Tabaxi will probably do 3 of each race before you need Tabaxi. Yeah, then get Tabaxi last when you're there.
There's a sudden gust of air.
I don't know why my hand hurts. Right in the middle. I have this pain. Weird.
Loose a sigh.
Yeah, but still, yeah, exactly. It's like super high. 13 to 20. Yeah. Points exist in the game? 16. 14 you can earn, and then 2 from tomes. And for fresh baked dreams, I'm killed by the elven priest, probably. Built from City of Heroes, most likely different guy. Most likely different guy. Don't click Elite, Strimtom. That'd be such a mistake. If I click Elite and accidentally walk in and get myself killed. Ooh. Especially here, because I would just get mauled by wolves.
Voices, ragged and carping, come from the other side of the window.
Important note, Ravenloft is not the most efficient. It's just what I feel like doing right now. I felt like doing Ravenloft before anything else.
An indistinct murmur passes among them at the sight of an outsider. The rest of these peasants
There we
are
go, got him.
unlikely to leave. They
Paralysis,
stare
legendary,
silently,
kinetic, or chance on hit, not every roll on hit. No, it doesn't work on every single attack. It's chance on hit.
howls in the distance.
If it was every hit, they would actually be good effects, but because they're chance on hit, there's no guarantee that it's ever actually going to go up. So you're usually not going to get it.
This corpse is
Yeah,
nearly
like
beyond
old
recognition.
paralysis
Those
is I think
savagery
DC 17, and it's on every attack.
Those are not pebbles. for
But
the
modern paralysis is not on every attack.
They are humans.
Yeah. The old epic elemental bloom. Yeah, Arcane Archer has the paralyzing arrows. The problem with paralyzing arrows is that during the leveling process, you really need the extra added elemental damage to make yourself not feel like you're going insane because of how little damage bows deal during the leveling process. But late game, paralyzing arrows is really strong because then you already have all the extra bow damage because it's all physical scaling and range power, which again, all of stuff that you get late game. Whereas near the game, you've got nothing, so you kind of really want to have the extra elemental damage. But yeah, if it throughout saves every time, that would be sick, because then you would just paralyze stuff all over the place. But no, it doesn't work like that. But man, how cool would that be? Yeah, Arcane Archer hasn't been good for a long time. Again, I think that Arcane Archer, I don't think the imbue thing is a problem. I just think Arcane Archer should have cool arrow-like spells. Give me a fireball arrow that when I press it, it does damage in an AoE scaling off of range power. Your guy makes an arrow shooting animation, and then it causes a fireball to come out and it explodes, doing damage that scales off range power. Arcane Archer did get better with imbue dice, but it doesn't solve the fundamental problems of, like, being a bow character. Arcane Archer is just a different way to play bow than Horizon Walker or Deepwood Stalker. But Deepwood Stalker and Horizon Walker do more damage, whereas Arcane Archer fundamentally really only provides the paralysis as its only unique feature. So there's really no reason to use Arcane Archer outside of the paralysis. And if you don't have the wisdom, you don't want it at all. Paralyzed with the imbue dice? I mean, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They just need, if they just turned paralyzing arrow into like paralyzing burst, and you had a bunch of like arrows that you could fire that would do like an AoE explosion of the effect. So paralyzing shot, and you shoot it out, and it paralyzes everything in the area, and it forces them all to make a save, or fireball shot, or something like that. So you could do things. That would be great. But because that's not how it works, it is deeply disappointing. Yeah, I thought about imbue Tempest Ranger, because the Tempest imbue is not that bad. It's actually pretty good. Oh no, Leonid Krasovich. I actually have silver damage, so I can bypass his immunity. It just takes me a while to kill him. Yeah, there's a lot of issues I have with Arcane Archer. But it's like a fundamental design decision. They made everything in Arcane Archer a bunch of passives, and I feel like that's the exact opposite of what I want. I want Arcane Archer to feel like Hawkeye from like the Marvel stuff, where you've got like an arrow for everything, and you can constantly like swap between your different arrows. Like the toolbox. Same thing of how Arcane Archer is, again, in pen and paper, and how they made Arcane Archer in 5th edition, where Arcane Archer just gets to imbue arrows with specific effects, so you can launch specific types of arrows out. Very cool.
Morgantha addresses the gathered peasants from up on the wooden platform.
Be off already.
Like they have penetrating arrow in 5e, where it's like you make a shot and it shoots everybody in a line. Now, obviously, we have that in improved precise shot, but imagine if it was like an AoE spell where you fired it and it was like a lightning bolt sized AoE through a whole group of people.
You poor misguided soul. You thought that they did not know?
Morgantha howls.
Enough of this.
I also think they should get rid of improved precise shot entirely and replace it with something else. Just like add in, they should get rid of improved precise shot and then make it so that all ranged characters have a way to get some form of AoE that feels different. So like imagine that throwers still get the ability to throw through in a line, and bow characters get like bow attacks that they can use that give them AoE, and you know, dagger throwers get something else because they've got Fan of Knives. Where'd Morgantha go? Valia? Oh, there she is. Morgantha. That way you don't have to deal with like one, then you get rid of the problem of everyone needing 19 dexterity to take improved precise shot, because you just literally get rid of improved precise shot. And then instead you make it like baseline features with all of these different abilities. So you either throw into a tree somewhere, or you just add it as like a feat, or I don't know, do something. That's like a bit of a grander idea for a redesign. Too much sickness going wrong. Oh, I'm not sick, dude. Ew, sick people? Ugh. At this time of the year? Awful. I don't want any sick people in this chat. Whenever I say this chat is sick, I don't mean like actually sick. Sickage? Wait, is that a new emote? Did you add the sickage emote without telling me? I can't see it. I think it is a new emote.
All of this, the oil spreads across the floor and then catches fire, filling the windmill.
Oh, I see it.
Smoke. It is time
Sickage. He's got the thermometer in his mouth, and he's got the little either ice pack or hot water pack on his head. For the past 2 weeks? Yeah, flu sucks. Again, what happens is, like, so coronavirus comes around, right? So then everyone's spending time in the house and people aren't getting sick. I think a lot of people has had like 2 years of not being sick that make them think that, like, yeah, dude, I don't understand why you have to stay inside so long. Coronavirus is like not that bad, and like flu is like not that bad. It's not that big of a deal. And then I think a lot of people right now are actually getting flu again, and they remember what it's like. It's not just like, oh, you get a cold and it goes away. No, 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 no. Flu is you get sick, you're in bed. You've got fever. You can't really do a whole lot. You're like, you can get like delirious. All your muscles are aching. You're coughing. You're sweating. All sorts of problems. I didn't get the quest because I'm a freaking moron over here. And they go, oh yeah, right, flu, duh. Like, it makes me wonder, oh no, Abyss was slain at level 16 by a Rune Tusk Ranger. That's somebody dying in Madstone. Well, it makes me wonder how many people, like, if the, what the numbers of people who got their flu shot, whether it's up or down this year versus previous years.
The flu can't get me if I get it first.
Also true. Yeah, the flu can't get you if you get it first. Just get that flu. Kick his ass. Or hers ass. Or its ass? I guess it's an it. This isn't Osmosis Jones. We don't need to personify the diseases. Oh my god, I clicked the wrong thing. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, I think that's what happens to people, is they just kind of like forget about it. Happy New Year, Flying Postman. Enjoy your new year. There's so many people that are going to be flipping over in 15 minutes. 15 minutes countdown. We'll start counting back from, what is it? 900? That's 15 minutes. So 900, 899, 888. Or no, 898, 897, 896, 895, 894, 893, 891, 892, 890. Oh man, I'm so bad at counting down. Oh god. It's really funny. 8 hours? There's only 6 hours and 14 minutes left of the year for me.
Swells of organ music, fraught with defiance, determination, and despair, reach your ears and fill the corridor ahead. As you step into the
Alright, unfortunately for me, I'm not able to teleport out of this section, so instead I just have to fight this thing. But Shadow of Hate, fortunately, not too difficult. I can just stun lock it and kill it. The second one is a little bit more difficult, but I can ignore that for now because it hasn't come and attacked me yet.
Strahd's laughter echoes across the hall, and his form dissolves into mist.
He's almost dead. Oh, and wait, the hireling is constantly spamming me with remove curse? Damn, dude, that's cool. Also, there's only one Shadow of Hate in hard? Damn, dude. Also, Valhalla went to Valhalla by method of elf necromancer, apparently. Back up and running. Happy New Year, Xana, dude! Yes, thank you. Thank you! I talked about this earlier, but TLDR, we had a major, mega, ultra problematic plumbing issue here at the house. And the problem is it makes it difficult for me to live stream. One, because I had to coordinate things that were actually going on in the house. And two, when the plumbing doesn't work, there are aspects of the plumbing that don't work. And those aspects mean that to do the live stream, I have to drink water. And so if I decide to drink a whole bunch of water, I have to use the plumbing. And I can't do that unless I have to physically go somewhere else. And it's a little bit more complicated.
There.
It was pretty shitters. Yeah, it was. The answer was I basically just went to McDonald's a lot, which was nearby, and used their bathroom. And then I guess bought coffee and stuff. And by I guess bought coffee and stuff, I mean I bought coffee and stuff every time I went. Coffee. There's recruits themselves as well when needed. Yeah, no, it's, as long as they get off of me, that's fine. It's good enough. This guy's too jumpy. One down. Doesn't everyone in Canada have an outhouse? No.
Hey Strim, Brian here. Why did Strahd offer you any fine desserts at dinner? And there's plumbing outside, it's called the ground.
Okay. I live in an apartment in a city. So I can't just use the outdoor plumbing. 3 suffixes and 3 prefixes? I mean, yeah, that's an important lesson to learn. 3 prefixes, 3 suffixes. The only way you can get more is if you use Game Shark. If you have a Game Shark, just use that, or an Action Replay or a Game Genie, then you can get more than 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes.
In your hands, and stow it securely in your pack.
So that's what you got to do for that. But no, you can't just go outside on the ground. That's not how that works. I technically have a yard. It's very small. It's right next to everybody else's yards. Did you ever post that build of what you're using for your new bank alts? I didn't, actually. I forgot about that. I got distracted. This new hardcore league, Hardcore 7, like, screwed up my whole life. It just got in the way of everything I was hosting. I should do that, shouldn't I? Doesn't have cities, just woods? Oh, we don't have cities? Oh, shit, my bad. You're right. It's just woods here, as far as the eye can see.
He ignores you, completely absorbed in his work.
What? Yeah, we have desert. It's just cold desert. It's not the cool kind of desert, like the hot desert you see on, like, Star Wars planets. It's like the cold desert you see on Star Wars planets. Yo, what's up? Need more chai? How are ya? How are you? This is a new name. If you change your name, who are you, though? It's a year, and I don't recognize this name at all. It means it's a new name. But what is it? Oh, I'm figuring it out. I'm going through chat history.
You have found an ally within Ravenloft. If Esmeralda had
this is infinitely
ward barriers around the castle, and the keystone needed to escape them, finding the icon of Ravenloft would be all for
I fucking got him. You can't escape me. I can read your chat history like you got.
Stormwater. You just need to open up the manhole to the sewer line. Easy.
That's true. I could just go get a crowbar and open up the manhole, and then just use that. I mean, that's what's in the street. It's what's for. Ishram or anyone who can help. I'm thinking of making a quiz for 1 to 30 fun run and reincarnate. Unsure of whether I should be going for physical damage or imbue stacking with the smoothest leveling. Imbue stacking is the best in the early game. Physical damage is gonna is gonna come later, but imbue stacking is the best for the early game. What's up with the name change? This is the 3rd name change that I've seen you through. Did you just like the new weapon? It was just so hard to understand. Would have killed them, put in some tutorials. I mean, it's not that hard to understand. It's exactly how it works in Diablo 2. Magic items have up to 1 prefix and suffix, and rare items have up to 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes. So, it's true. Cruiser, you're not somebody who's not very familiar with Diablo 2, so I guess you probably wouldn't know that. But if somebody had played a good amount of Diablo 2 before, they would know kind of how to... they'd be able to navigate that one. But yeah, not you. Oh, main entrance? Oh my god.
Slab, just as Esmeralda promised. Merely touching the stone should allow you to pass
His rares are
through
cringe.
rewards
Infinitely game's kind of old. Want to change? I don't have a name. True. That is also an issue. That's why Magnus, or some of you might know him as Tom Caper, changed his name to Arcaniverse because he found that when he was playing video games, he would log into a new video game day one of launch and be like, dude, day one launch video game, type in Magnus to get the name, and it was already taken. And so that was one of the reasons why he changed his name. Also, rares aren't cringe in PoE, bro. I should show you some of the rares that I have. I have rares that are way better than uniques. Actually, almost all my gear's rare. Except for like a couple unique items I need specifically for their unique effects. Alright, 4 dragons time. I'm gonna clear out this room first before I fight the dragons, because I'm an idiot and I don't know why I'm doing this. I think Sword and Storm used to be different in a lot of places, but now they're more separate, as if there's a ton of rain or bloated wastewater plant. Yeah, it's separate here. We get a lot of precipitation, so it is in fact the stormwater drain and the regular sewage are completely separate. Because if it's not, then when there's too much rain, it'll just overflow, and then all of the sewage will immediately back up either into the street directly, or if not directly into the street, directly into the river, which is very bad. So we need a water treatment plant instead. Okay. Here we go. Dragons. I don't want to pull all of them.
Just as the way out comes into sight.
Okay, I've got 2 of them here. Can't get out though. Okay. Wait, did I just stun these? Wait, are these not red names? Wait, I thought these were red names. What? Hold on. How am I stunning this red name? What is this? What the fuck is this? What is happening? I'm confused. Have these always been orange names? Maybe it's because I'm on hard mode? I have no clue. Apologize for cursing. Yeah, they're making their save, so it looks like it's just a straight up stun. Weird. Alright. Oh! We're gonna kill this. Is there a big red name stun bug going around? Admittedly, there's a lot of bugs related to stuns going around. So one of the best examples is that Greater Shout. Obviously, there's no saving throw on it. Oh, cool. That's good. Have you ever changed your username? Well, that's the other thing, too, is like, at this point in my life, the only reason I would ever change from the name Strimtom is if I ever want to just dissociate and disappear. Like, if I suddenly decide, you know what, I don't want to be associated with the name Strimtom, I don't want to be a part of DDO anymore, I just need to walk away from all of it.
By the beauty of a fighter on hardcore cage. Thumbs up.
The beauty of fighter on hardcore? I mean, maybe. And you're interested in raids? No, unfortunately, not for me. Yeah, it's just fully stunnable. Damn, dude! Goodbye, dragons. Get them out of here. Yeah, if I ever wanted to dissociate from DDO, so I didn't want anyone to remember my identity when I went to somewhere new, so I could just get rid of the Strimtom name, so I would just drop Strimtom, rename, make a bunch of new accounts called, like, you know, Lamppost Disco 1997, and then that would be my new account whenever I go anywhere, so I'd just be like, yo, what's up, Lamppost Disco 1997? And I'd be like, yeah, it's okay. I'm fine. My name is Lamppost Disco 1997, so it's not great. It's not Strimtom. Yeah, probably. But no, unfortunately, I don't want to join a raid.